Baylor wide receiver Ketron Jackson with us on 365 Sports Big 12 Media Days. And we've kind of heard from a lot of different players and also Coach Aranda about the competition. And I saw a little bit of that when you had the scrimmage to wrap up the spring. You couldn't see much there. But I did see the 50-50 catches, and I just saw something. Now, whether that translates into the fall remains to be seen. What have you seen that's different? Is there an edge to this team after last year?
It's most definitely an edge. We came out first day of spring ball, and just the whole environment just felt different. The whole practice felt different. I feel like a team does really have an edge. I felt everybody mindset together. We're an older team now. Like, had a few years where we were kind of younger, didn't have a leader established and nothing like that. But I feel like the whole vibe, the edge is definitely there.
Coach Aranda talked about you in particular. I mean, that edge and developing that, and that takes time. That takes, maturity. That takes a lot of things. What's that process been like for you personally and as a player? And, where do you feel like you are in terms of, kind of being more of that establishing yourself type of a guy?
I feel like last year was kind of like a filling out kind of year. I'm not like as a vocal leader as I should be, but I'm working more into that, and that's like I'm getting more comfortable with that right now. But like having that edge to be a dog, because Coach Aranda believes that I'm a dog, and he says I got to make sure that shows at practice and translate over to the season. So that just be my mindset.
So Jake Spavital's offense now is installed after what you had with Jeff Grimes. For you, for the wide receiver core, when people think about what Spavital has run of that offense, it's just like all over the place, but it's a little more complicated than that. What is the difference, in your opinion, of what the fans or others will see?
I feel like it'll be more exciting. I feel like, I don't know, some people may say our game was kind of boring last year. No offense to nobody.
No, I'll be honest with you. I thought they were too, yeah.
A little boring. Like, I mean, we could see that. But this year, I feel like watching football, you got to have some good run game. But you see the ball thrown, that's where it gets, like, excited. Like, when I made catches last year, I feel like the crowd was up. But after that, like, or if we weren't getting, like, a big play or something like that, then it was just, like, mellow. But I feel like it'll be a lot of big plays this year.
What's that like to go up and win a jump ball? And I know that's something you're looking to do more of. That's part of the establishing yourself and being physical. But when you do that, what's that feeling like?
It's just me and the ball. There's no one else there, just me and the ball. I just got to make that. People say 50-50. We really say 80-20. Like, it's really no chance of them getting it. It's my ball.
How much, even if it's the first game against Tarleton or whoever, is there talking immediately between you and a corner? Is that almost from the beginning? Does it even start during warm-ups? Or is that really not as much as we may think?
No, you could definitely get into some mouthing off, like, especially if y'all going at it. If you make a good play, he make a good play. Y'all could both be talking. Or sometimes, like, you'll run into a familiar face across from you, and then, okay, it's like, y'all talking. But I had quite a bit of conversations with him, telling him to take it easy on him or something. And I was like, nah, I can't do that.
Dave Aranda, and just getting to know him, there's obviously pressure. I know you guys can't focus in on that, but how are y'all handling that? And just, what's been your experience like seeing this offseason in particular, how involved he's been and all the different pots he's got going on?
First, I love how more involved he is, because, where I feel like his best suit is when he is a DC. And this year, he's going to be DC. He's going to be calling the plays. So that's making me actually excited, because last time he was a DC, we all know what happened.
Yeah.
So I'm predicting the same exact thing with all the new pieces he brought in on defense. Like, I'm really excited about that.
Well, when you say that, because he was the head coach, and yet he's not a real vocal guy.
Yeah, he's not so vocal. But as a head coach, it could be some head coaches that's an OC or a DC.
Right.
But he was just the head coach. We had a DC. We had an OC. But now he has his hand in the defense, if that makes sense. So I feel like that'll be like a big difference.
Is it almost like you now know? You always knew he was there, but it's obvious.
He's there. Like, he's calling the plays. He's there. Like, I know that he's there. And, like, we look on the sideline, like, we know Coach Aranda is calling the plays, making all the adjustments, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no, makes a ton of sense.
That's a big difference, and I'm excited for it.
What have you seen from the defense, just kind of as far as the, if you want to mention guys, that's fine, but just in general, going up against them every day and seeing him involved and Gary Patterson involved and all of that, what does it look like on that side of the football?
Honestly, it looks scary. We brought in quite a bit of dudes, and I don't know, it seems like a lot more physical than it was last year, especially from the front four, front five, or whatever down we go. Like those, it start from those guys, and we got linebacker like Keaton that just came in. That's really good. Matt, like I feel like we got guys. Our DBs, they were getting young, but then we brought some extra older dudes to come in, and I feel like it's a lot of experience back there. So I'm excited for that.
Coach Aranda said there were dogs. Like both sides of the ball can have dogs, but do you see that?
No, I definitely see that. Like it's way like last year. I feel like we had some dogs, like including myself, like some dogs that didn't know they was a dog, that didn't come out to being a dog. But like this year, I know I'm a dog. I'm gonna take advantage of that. And this year, I feel like we brought other people that's exactly like that know they're a dog and gonna play like they're a dog.
Yeah, there were some puppies that had to grow up a little bit.
Yeah.
There, you know, and then also, yeah, Keaton Thomas seems like a guy that's.
No, he's good.
Yeah,
He's good. He's so fast. Like he's gonna get there. Like I catch a 5-yard out. Like I'll turn around, it's Keaton. Like. He's coming from the linebacker spot. I don't know. I just feel like he's just a ball hockey wherever the ball is at.
So 3-9 had to be tough. I can't even imagine. Fans get all vocal. That's what fans do, whatever they may say. And when we weren't the easiest probably to listen to either because things were tough. What's it like to be in the middle of that as a player? And how hard is that? And you don't want to experience it yet again.
You saying to like listen to it? Or?
Yeah, to just be a part of just something that just did not work last year.
I honestly don't want to be a part of it at all. Like this year is like a winning mentality, and I'm making sure everyone knows that. So I feel like the step that I needed to take was last year. Don't be thinking it, go and say it. Like now I got my hand more in a lot of things. Like I don't want like everybody being positive over here and there's some people over here that's being negative. I got to bring them along with us because last year we had a lot of people being negative. So our season was like, like this. Like it's, I don't know. Our coach explained it to us 10, 80, 10. The 80 is in the middle. The top 10 percenters are the leaders of the team, and then the top bottom 10% are like the people that's like kind of finding their way. But we needed everybody to get on one accord, if that makes sense.
And sometimes it could be, no matter if it's 10 and 10, the 10 here, sometimes that 10 at the bottom can bring people down to
and
them.
That's what I'm saying. Like that could be more stronger force than a top 10.
Yeah.
But we need that top 10 to bring everybody along to that, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like we don't need that bottom 10 to be the strongest of our team.
Yeah,
that's what's gonna happen 3-9. That's what happened. That's what I've said. That's why that happened. Like we don't need that. If that makes sense.
Yeah, no, it makes a lot of sense. It sounded like it's difference from last year. Part of that dragging down, so to speak, is if you guys got behind, it's like, oh gosh, here we go.
God, like we kept seeing the same thing. It's tiring though. You keep seeing the same thing sometimes, and like it's tough. Like go through adversity, but you just got to be strong mentally, and that's another thing I try to help everybody do.
If you don't mind on that, when let's say there's a core of 3 to 5 players and they're kind of negative, and not no particular names, but do you just get them off to the side? Is that kind of hard inside of a locker room? But what do you do? How do you like relax that a little bit where it doesn't become toxic?
Me personally, I'll pull them aside, talk to them. We do have other people that's like more vocal than me, where they'll like get onto them, and like we need. I feel like we need that. I'll be talking to them, but I feel like they need both. Like having somebody talk to them, understand them, and have somebody like, authoritative and like telling them like you need to lock in, like you don't need to have those negative thoughts.
What's it like to be asked to come here and represent the program and be one of a handful of guys that are here representing Baylor? I mean, in Las Vegas, have you ever been here before?
I've been here, but I haven't been able to like tour. I played football in high school, 707, so it wasn't really like actually seeing Vegas.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah. So what's this experience been like? I know it's been less than a day, but to represent the school, have that honor. Can you just describe all that?
I'm just blessed. Like I'm very grateful that Coach Aranda like picked me to do that. I feel like this is another step of me taking to be that dog. Represent the team. Then you really got to be a dog, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
But being out here in Vegas, it's a beautiful like. I really like the scenery in Vegas, like all the mountains and stuff like that. But I haven't been on the Strip. The Strip is crazy. But it's
that's that
nice
lower
stuff.
10% sometimes too.
It's
got some great stuff too.
Cool.
All the lights, but the mountains, I love the views
love
we
the
don't
views.
we don't see that in Texas.
Not at all. Like when I came back here a few years ago to play high school, like we had it's like some fields by some mountains somewhere around here, and we was like literally it's the fields and the mountains.
That's
so
beautiful.
You get like a nice look like a nice view of it and everything.
Let's go back to the Tomahawk Steak competition last night, which you were not a part of.
No.
It was Keaton
And Carl.
and Carl Williams, and they both gorged themselves, which is good that you compete even for that. And then you had the king crab. How much of that? You just eat the big? Was there just?
No, it's I I thought it was, but he said it was just like 4 king crab legs, and it was
14,
like split.
okay.
It was like split in the middle, and then you could just like eat them.
Butter?
Yeah, it got some butter. It had some nice.
You gotta have that.
Yeah, it had some nice butter.
Yeah, that's good. Is that a bonding thing that when you guys have that meal?
I feel like it was because we went to a hotel and then it was really nice. I have stores, so we all walking around the stores talking to each other, stuff like that. Then we had dinner. We got to talk about what we want to eat. Got shows and stuff like that. I feel like it was a really nice bonding moment because we have to talk. We just sit at the table.
Yeah. So you got that. This is kind of the unofficial kickoff because now practices are going to start, picking up and getting zoomed in on Tarleton State. So, I mean, I think we can kind of glean from your comments that things are looking up. But just kind of in general, how do you feel about this football team? How do you feel about where you guys are and knowing that here in just a few weeks you're going to be taking that field and, some guys playing their last seasons, things like that. Where's just kind of y'all's mindset, you feel like?
For me, I say I'm very confident. I feel like our mindset is like we came in with a lot of transfers, so we had to get like a lot of adjustments. It was really good, but then now I feel like during this summer we're really bonded really, really well as a team, if that makes sense. I don't feel like last year we was a team, but we wasn't a team. That makes so like the bottom 10 didn't really make it a team. Like we need everyone to be together. Like I stress so much about all the small details and how everybody have to be on the same page. So I feel really confident about going into the season.
I asked Richard Reese this, and Baylor seemed to be about 2 to 3 years behind when it comes to NIL, whether it was recruiting, transfer portal, or even those who are on the roster. They were.
Yeah.
And you experienced both that and now what is now. What is the difference, and is that something that's brought up much?
Like you saying NIL?
Yeah, because Baylor's now kind of jumped into that. It was almost as if they were, we're not so sure.
Coach Aranda was kind of hesitant because, like before NIL wasn't like it's normal football. Coach Aranda liked that. Like he didn't want to bring all the money into it and like have everybody egos. Oh, how much money you getting? Stuff like that. Which now we're doing it because it's gonna help the benefit of the team. But that's probably why we had a slow start.
That's good. That's good that they jumped into it though. Because otherwise you're drifting away. Like
you're drifting away from really like the wave of college football.
That's the way
right
it
now,
is.
if that makes sense.
The way it is.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I want to ask because I haven't asked anybody else about the video game. We got the booth over here. Are you excited about that? I mean, the possibility you're going to be in the game.
That's like truly a blessing. That's crazy to think about. I have friends like texting me, asking me I'm be in the game. I thought the first game would be Madden, but NCAA. So I feel like that'd be super nice.
Is that kind of a buzz amongst the team? Like, I mean, as far as like just having the game back.
Yeah, because it's been a while. So
10 years.
We want to see that game. We want to see the gameplay. Play with ourselves. Like I told them, it might be funny, but I'm going to upgrade myself as soon as I get
Good for you.
I would do the same thing if I was ever in a video game.
There you go. Ketron, thank you very much for the time. Appreciate it. It's great to see you. Look forward to you. Ketron Jackson again, Baylor wide receiver. We're in Vegas, Allegiant Stadium at Big 12 Media Days on 365 Sports.